So, how's your, how many Pokemon you got?
I think I have, like 13 or so.
That's pretty good. Pretty close to the 152.
Yeah, right.
Gonna get you. I don't remember how many I have. I pulled into the post office on the way home.
Oh,
there was nothing there for me.
It had to have been.
I don't know.
You mean like Pokemon wise, or
I think
you mean...
yeah. I think just my 3G wasn't loading.
Yeah, because it's like it's a Pokedex center.
You're a Pokedex center.
Wow.
You lied to me.
No, I didn't.
I didn't get to do that. I wish I could see.
No.
You can't even look at your thing without... Why is there no Wi-Fi? Irritated. I'm never going to become the very best that no one's ever been.
You pretty much have to keep catching all of them so that you can evolve them. That's how you get like candies.
You get your eggs and stuff. Yeah. Evolve candies.
Evolve candies.
And your incense draws them to you?
Yeah, like it brings them out, yeah.
My incense brings other pokes to the yard.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty fun. It's not like a stellar game. It needs some updates. But it's kind of fun to like walk around and...
The two things I'm not sure about that I think if they have it, I think it'll significantly improve the game. But I don't know if it may be already a part of it, I just don't realize it, is trading and like head-to-head battles.
I don't think so.
Which I don't
it's
think
gotta
that
be,
is.
I think they were talking like it's coming, but this is just a soft beta, like open for it.
Yeah. Basically. To me, though, I mean, those two things are like, that's like old school Pokemon Game Boy stuff.
Exactly.
It's like when you got together with your buddies, you traded Pokemons and you battled.
Oh, of course. I also think they need to load, like preload a section of your local map and preload things into it. So then you can take it off of 4G or internet and have it like set in that parameter with all your Pokemon loaded in your gym and stuff.
I gotcha.
So you could go out and collect stuff without being on your data. And then even like if you go to a gym and like you beat the high score, you could just update it when you get back to the internet.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, I think that's going to draw a lot of people away from it. Is like it's new and exciting now, but like at the end of the month when everybody gets their phone bills, they're going to be like, I can't play this anymore.
It was immediately what happened because I made my character, I collected like whatever Pokemon are around my house, and then it was like, okay, in order for you to keep going, you have to like go and do these things. I'm like, I'm not walking down the street and doing this stuff. Like it's cool, but it's like I'm not doing this as a weird, like a weird one person walking down the street.
Yeah. No, I like it for the simple fact that I can, because I work like all over the state, so I can like get to a place and like pull it out and be like, what's around me? And it's like, well, if I can go here for lunch, there might be one here. And like we went to Dunkin' Donuts today, and there was a
like Nitorino or something.
Yeah, like right in the restaurant. I was like, heck yeah. So that's cool. It's kind of gimmicky, but it's fun. It got me excited about Pokemon again.
It's exactly. It's got a well mixture of it. It's gimmicky just like Pokemon is, but it's also interesting because there's other than the game app that company did previous to that, which I don't remember what it was called. That's like really kind of breaking technology.
It is. Yeah. Yep. Well, then the Pikachu Detective comes out pretty soon. Did you see any of that?
No, I don't even know anything.
It's like a Japanese Pokemon game, but it's for the Wii.
Really?
And you play as Pikachu, and he's like a detective, but he talks. It's really freaking weird. I'll show you after.
Well,
He's like, me, Pikachu. Apparently his backstory is he's a detective.
Yeah.
His wife died. He's an alcoholic, and he chain smokes. No, I'm just kidding. That's a stereotypical any detective.
Yeah, I was like... I'm like, why would the Japanese do that? It's like super American stereotypical. It's like, well, whatever.
Oh, okay. So the Japanese stereotype for Pikachu, he's a detective, his wife is dead, he's addicted to tentacle porn,
Yes.
and he likes sushi?
But he's from Spain!
Alright, let's get off of that topic.
Sushi?
Sushi. Speaking of sushi, we saw The Shallows.
And it was raw like
sushi.
sushi.
It was shallow.
Yeah.
No, it was fine. It was, yeah, what did you think?
It was better. It was better than I thought it was going to be, but it didn't blow me away. I wasn't like, oh, wow, okay, this movie's doing great wonders for me.
It,
like, I may go and buy it to have it for my own, but I wouldn't run out and be like, dude, what are you doing tonight? Are you seeing The Shallows? Like, that's not happening.
No, I saw the trailer like forever ago, and from that trailer, the stupid trailer shows like the shark jumping out of the water and grabbing the guy in the board, and then all that stupid stuff with like the buoy, and you're like, this is gonna be what I think it's gonna be. Yeah. It's gonna be one of those stupid sci-fi shark movies, but maybe a little bit more grounded in reality.
Yeah,
and it was, but
within
still
reason.
not.
Yeah. They tried. They tried pretty hard to make you believe it was actually happening.
They did.
And there were certain shots that they had of underwater and over the water that you actually kind of felt like you were experiencing it with her. Because you weren't sure as the viewer where the shark was either. So that was kind of cool.
No, the like I leaned over and told you, I was like, this feels like a film student just decided to use every lens flare and angle that he could.
Like that whole choppy is like party music, and then it would cut to underwater and it'd be silent, and then more party music. I liked it, and I didn't like it. Like I was like, that's cool, but I'm like, why?
Well, when they were first out there surfing, and it was like fun music above the water, and then it would go back underwater. It's like, yeah, this is fun, but don't forget, like
it's
under
not a
here,
party under the water.
under the water is dangerous.
Yeah. No, I actually enjoyed the movie.
It was cool. It made it more eerie.
Yeah.
I feel like all the underwater scenes were like, you generally were like kind of getting a little panicky, like when something was going to show up. Like you kept expecting it, but not expecting it.
This movie to me wasn't like Jaws.
Yeah.
It's not like Jaws to me. It's a lot like The Edge and the Gray, where it's like stuff's happening, but you have this big animal threat.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, it's like we all went to the theater to see it, but we all were expecting the same thing, and we're all sitting there like, when's the shark showing up?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, hey, I'll give you $10 if like it shows an underwater scene, and then just this big gray like shadow moves in front of the camera, and then it was like 10 minutes later, I was like, yep, there it is.
Yeah.
It was predictable in a lot of ways. It was new in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It felt like Tomb Raider, but on the water for like 2 days.
Yeah. The two things I didn't really like the most that they did was the kind of like, oh, well, that's not going to work either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did that a lot. Like, they pulled the rug out from underneath her a lot.
A lot. And you're like, okay. And the second thing was, as much as her leg looks super messed up, she doesn't really seem like she's really been on that rock for, like, like a day and whatever. She just doesn't look as malnourished or bad as you think that a person
She would be, like, super sunburned. And then, like,
it's just that
super,
type of stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know any of the stuff that they researched for this type of stuff. So who knows?
I would be surprised if they researched anything.
Yeah.
To be like, not to be a jerk, but because last time I checked, sharks couldn't eat like buoys. They don't eat metal.
I'm pretty hungry.
He freaking bit the buoy and he took the huge bite out of it. But yet, when he first attacked her, he didn't bite her leg off. Like, that's not how that works.
There's a little nibble on the thigh.
But a great white little nibble is like a little nibble from a great white. Like, a great white's mouth is like 3 to 5 feet wide.
Right.
So a nibble from that is not like this tiny little cut on her thigh that she put 2 earrings in to hold it together. It's like I'm trying to think of a good example. I would use Rodney Fox, but that wasn't a nibble. He got like slammed in the side.
Yeah.
But there's been tons of people like there's that video of that woman swimming.
Oh yeah.
And that shark comes up and he like didn't know if she was a seal or a human.
Yeah.
And he bit her leg.
Yeah.
And she was being like helped from the boat, being like pulled up on the boat, and the shark just like ripped her leg off.
Right.
Like her whole leg gone. And then in this movie, it was like it was enough force to drag her under the water and keep her under the water and fill the ocean with blood. And then she got on the rock and it was like it looked like somebody just took like a knife and just kind of like sliced at an angle.
Yeah.
It was like it was a right angle. It was a square. I was like, that makes no freaking sense at all.
Yeah, I didn't understand it either.
The teeth would puncture marks.
Yeah.
Which is worse because they're deep and then they bleed more. But this was like somebody took a box cutter and just put a 90-degree. I was like, that's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe with her moving or something. Or
I don't know.
Because they didn't show it. She just
No.
goes under. They don't show what the shark's doing at
No.
all. So it's like you don't really know what's happening.
It looks like a graze.
It kind of looks like he just like his teeth were like out and he
Yeah.
just kind of just like you said like grazed.
But that
across
wouldn't pull her underneath the water though, because she was swimming for her board and it like pulled her violently under the water and like
held her
shook
there,
her
too.
around.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh no, she's fine. It was just a little gash on her leg. And like, all right.
Gotta say, as
That's fine.
stupid as it was, I really enjoyed her climbing onto the whale thing.
I did like that actually.
I was like, that's really cool.
That's a good way. I mean,
It was dumb that she swam to it in the first place, but
it's dumb that she swam to it in the first place. It's also dumb that they've been out there surfing all day, and then they were like, and then she was like, "Hey, there's a whale out there.
yeah,
It's the size of an island, but I just now am noticing it.
yeah,
Let's swim towards it." But but that being said, it's a good way to be like, yeah, there's this great white who's been here and he's been feeding. Although if a great white's been there and been feeding for days, he wouldn't be interested in humans and whale blubber versus human.
I kind of felt like they needed to add like at least one or two more sharks.
Yeah. Oh, there'd be a
Because
frenzy there.
It's like you got that huge whale being just mauled apart.
Yeah.
You got her.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like it's eating two other guys and then like eviscerating and like disemboweling another guy. It's like
That's the problem.
it's like
That's the problem with every shark movie ever made. Is there's only one shark, and it's like,
yeah.
even if it was, because great whites,
I was just hoping it was going to cut and like she's like he's going this way up
Yeah,
to the thing
and
and
there's
she
another
goes
one.
in and here comes another
Well,
one. It's like there's two of them. Like, that would've been-
science has been like proving that great whites don't hunt in packs. But recently they have kind of discovered that sometimes they do.
Well, because of all like because of the what do you call it
It depends.
the global warming thing.
Yeah.
It's pushing the fish, which is pushing
Also,
the sharks.
if like a large area has a large seal population, there'll be more sharks there. They don't hunt in like packs per se. Like they don't herd them like killer whales do.
Right.
But there'll be like 3 or 4 sharks, like major sharks there.
Yeah.
So there would be more sharks there. There's a video like that's what reminded me of it, because like this is why I can see that they kind of did research, is because there was a kid who was on a boat and he filmed, his buddies filmed him. They went to a dead humpback whale carcass, and there was like maybe 4 or 5 great whites, and you can see them from the boat like eating the whale. And this idiot kid like jumped out on top of the whale to like videotape the sharks like
Eating the whale.
feeding on the whale,
Yeah, yeah.
like I don't know, a foot from him.
Okay.
If he slipped and fell in, done deal.
Yeah, really.
So it's like, so that's why I kind of like her being on the humpback whale, because it reminded me of like, yeah, people have actually done that.
yeah, digging her hands into the open
Yeah,
wounds and stuff.
yeah,
it was,
I know.
It was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I didn't understand, like, every time they kept cutting to the whale, they would make, like, the music would change, and it almost was like they were making the whale noise.
I think what they
I
were
was
trying
like-
to do is they're cut to the bird and be like, "This is she going to survive like the bird?" And then cut to the whale and be like, "Yeah, but this is your death." I think they were trying to do one of those things. Like, are you going to live, bird? Or are you going to die, whale? I think that's what they were trying to do.
It's weird, because it was like, at the first couple times, I was like, is the whale still alive? Because they keep making, like, these, like, whale moaning noises, and I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
But the bird, the whole bird thing was like,
It's your Wilson.
yeah.
It's just
basically.
your gimmicky little buddy
Yeah.
for her to talk to. Not
But
make
it's-
it crazy.
She had, like, 2 opportunities to, like, either swim to the buoy or swim to shore.
Oh,
and one was like when the drunk dude was getting eaten. She could have like swam while he was busy with him.
The thing I kind of don't get is why did she waited for such a long time?
Yeah. To do anything.
Like, at least the movie, maybe he was still in the water, but the movie didn't even show that he was still like circling her.
Mm-mm.
It was like, oh, she just lays here for like 12 hours, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now the shark's in the water. It's like, well, how do you know that?
Yeah, she like bandaged her leg real quick, and then she slept till nighttime. So
yeah.
That's when you like figure out your surrounding and get the frick back on land.
Right.
You know? Because in reality, like, a shark would have bit her, tasted her blood, and then gone back to the whale.
Yeah.
And she would have been fine. And
Yeah.
she would have been able just to swim back and have, like, no issue. Like, 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Because a shark in that area with that amount of, like, feeding and, like, whale and whale blubber and...
Yeah.
would not even be slightly interested in human, like, at all. Like, to go out of its way to circle that rock for 2 days... while there's like food right there, there's no way. There's no way. And the thing that I kept complaining about is it's like every time they would show her in the water, they would show her like she could practically touch the bottom of the ocean, you know?
Yeah.
Like it was right there. And it's like, nope, but there's this giant 25-foot great white here.
Right.
Like, it wouldn't do that.
No.
They're deep water animals. But it was called the shallows, so obviously it has to live in the shallows.
Shallow. Yeah.
It would have been, to me, it's so stupid because they always use a great white no matter what.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It would have been so much more effective, like, especially in that water, like in the Bahamas, or no, she was in Mexico. It would have been even scarier to me if it was like a tiger shark or,
yeah, sure.
like a couple tiger sharks, like a more aggressive, like, shark that would actually prefer to eat you over the whale.
Right.
And tiger shark makes sense because it's like shallow water reefs. That would have been twice as scary to me. But it's like they always have to use a great white because it's big and it can eat full buoys and
right. Yeah. It's
like pull the buoy over.
It's the same thing. It's just like they take the largest animal in that species and then just make that the monster.
Yeah. They would have made a megalodon, but they were trying to keep it semi
coming over the hill, like I said.
That'd be awesome. I hate any shark movie that they make the shark jump out of the water.
Yeah. I didn't have a problem with him hitting the whale.
No.
When he like body slammed and attacked the whale.
I don't think it would have had enough force to like push it as much as he did.
No. But
there's a lot of weight.
That I didn't have a huge issue with.
That makes more sense.
But
jumping out of the water to get that surfer?
Yeah.
No, not a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what happened to the drunk dude that got bit in half? He like made it up like 8 feet onto the beach and then just was gone the rest of the movie.
Washed back out the shore or something. I have no idea.
And then at the very end, that dude comes down to the beach and he sees like the other dead surfer that like the shark jumped out of the water to get.
Yeah.
And he just was like laying there, like not even bitten, not like bloody.
He had like a blood on his like lower.
But his like leg
stomach.
was gone or something. But it was like
I don't even think that. I think he was just like laying. I don't know. Maybe.
So the shark jumped out of the water, bit this dude, and then he just washed up on shore dead, like totally fine.
I guess so.
That's
Yeah.
so stupid.
The thing that was her going to.
I liked the end. I liked her going to the buoy. That's when it was like, okay, this is like the end, and it's going to be like exciting.
Her. I'm saying Blake's thing, acting from the car to her like getting her clothes on to go out into the water
Was the best.
No, I was gonna say it was kind of like I didn't care for her acting. She was great on the rock and on the buoy and out there. She was really believable. But like the ending and the beginning, like the literal ending where she's with her, with her family or whatever. Like I just didn't care for like her talking on the phone with her dad and stuff. I was just like, I wasn't. I
wasn't like invested in her character.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing is like I can't like feel pity for somebody who puts their self in danger. So it's like you can sit there and be like, oh man, that's poor girl, but like. I've never had a close encounter with a shark, but that's mostly because I keep my feet on land.
Right.
When sharks adapt and start walking on land, then we're screwed. But that hasn't happened yet. Yeah, land shark, right? Street Sharks.
Yeah.
Screw that. I would kill myself if that scenario ever happened.
Skate.
Oh.
The only thing, I don't know, you made the joke about it, but honestly, the one thing I wish they didn't do in that movie so much was, like, look at her butt. I was like, okay.
They do that a lot.
I get it, but it's like, I don't, it's just like.
It was like every chance they had to film from, like, behind they did. Or, like, then there was, like, scenes where she was, like, talking, and it was just, like, underwater, like,
it's like,
on
yeah,
her hip.
she's, like, talking with, like, her butt sticking out.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. It's like, I get it, but please just.
And then it was, like,
let it be a
she was,
movie.
like, bleeding to death on the rock, and she was, like, huddled up, and she had, like, her, like, butt in the air. Like, what? This is so stupid. So dumb. Could we just not? It's like 2016. Let's just get over that.
And it's just like.
And it's like not even a nice butt to begin with.
Like, what does it have to do with anything? It's not even a nice butt to
Yeah, it's just like, come on, man.
Oh, it's just like.
It's really the weirdest thing to me is like
that?
she was wearing those bikini bottoms.
Yeah.
And then she would wear like the super tight like wetsuit top.
Yeah.
It's like that. Why?
Because
why would you wear the?
See her butt.
It's just that's just so stupid.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. Oh, I don't know. What did you think about the phone stuff? Was weird, like having it on the screen,
like having the dual things.
Yeah, it was weird.
Neat
I've never seen
and
that before.
Weird. Yeah, it was neat and weird. It was an interesting take on how they show her talking into the phone and then see their perspective of what she looks like on the phone, and then what she's seeing on the phone, and also seeing
like
what's
pictures
on the phone in the other angle. Because remember, she's like holding the phone to one part, and you can see the dad on this screen.
Yeah,
but then his face is up on the actual movie screen. Like
it's weird.
It was really weird.
At the in like the very beginning of the movie where she's scrolling through.
And showing the pictures,
yeah, and it's like her sitting in the thing and she's looking at a phone and then it's showing what she's looking at. I'm like, that's weird.
I liked it and I didn't like it because I think that what they wanted to show was weird angles and be able to show that like clearly her friend isn't going to come looking for her, and this is why she's out here because of her mom and stuff like that, and like the dad, like she doesn't have a good relationship with her dad, so her family's not going to be looking for her and stuff like that. So I think that's...
You know why she doesn't have a good relationship with her dad? Because she dropped out of med school to go surfing. And he's like, oh no, a shark attack. How could this happen to me?
Yeah. I was a little bummed out that she had like a medical degree or whatever. She was like...
Yeah.
I was like...
It's an scapegoat for the movie.
I was like, okay. To me, I don't know. It's one of those like lesser evil things because then you're like, should she be able to just like, oh, I'll take these earrings off and stitch my leg together? Would anybody just have that knowledge, like in that pressure?
Knowledge, no, but
like,
a lot of times, like in survival situations, you use what you have.
Did you totally think she was gonna like break her necklace and use like the gold chain as like thread?
No.
Oh, okay, because I thought.
But for a split second, she looked at the bird, and I thought for sure she was gonna like kill the bird. There was like a few times where I was like, "Kill the bird."
Yeah.
But I thought she was gonna kill the bird like in the beginning and use like one of its like bones as like a needle.
Oh.
But she didn't have any thread or anything.
Yeah, because when she took the earring things and then broke her necklace, I thought she was gonna. I'm like, what? She's gonna use the chain as a thread.
I still don't understand what she did because she took her necklace that was like that moon shape, like that piece of metal, and then she took her earrings and she used like the moon, like the necklace and the earring at the same time to put.
What she did was
she was like holding it.
She took the necklace part and cut it, like punctured her one part of her leg. Okay. And then took the earring part, pierced the one side, and then used the hole that she had just made to fit the other part of the earring in to like seal it. Yeah. So essentially, she made her own like gauge in her leg.
You realize that would hurt worse than just leaving it open, like having these two like things that are like, oh god.
I don't know. You got to keep it.
I like that scene. I like when they show self.
Exactly.
Like healing stuff like that.
That's what I mean. Like I really liked that they had that and that really ingenuity. But at the same time, I kind of felt cheated because she was from like law degree or whatever, and I was like, or not medical degree.
Medical. I don't care if she had a medical degree.
Or
that's
whatever,
like fine, but when she was like talking to herself as she was a patient, not a fan of that.
Yeah.
She was just weird. It was just weird.
Yeah. Definitely not the worst like monster animal movie I've ever seen.
I've seen worse shark movies, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. No, but it was up there.
It's one of those movies like it's a late night like popcorn snack.
It really
is. It's not like you're not gonna get out with a whole bunch of people and make like a movie night about it. It's just like you got nothing to do. You're gonna chill. It's raining.
Insert raining sound.
Yeah.
No, see, I would much rather watch Open Ocean, or what was
Open Water.
Open Water. I haven't seen that in forever, but that to me is such more of a psychological torture movie than.
I think that's tough because like they don't know what those people actually went through.
No, you know but you can use
obviously you can
things like throughout history, like in World War II, where those guys all remember the story that Quinn tells in Jaws. Yeah. I'm trying to remember parts of that movie now. The flare gun, she wasted a lot. She wasted it pretty good. She like shot at the shark through the water and hit it like in the side.
Oh yeah.
Like, and then like right immediately after she used all the flares, the shark got like super close to her and like opened its mouth right in front of her.
Yeah. Then it decided to destroy that buoy.
Well, yeah, it was mad because it got burnt.
Revenge.
But it also, see, now that's what reminded me of Jaws, is like that very iconic scene where like he burns Jaws, and was it 2 or 3? I think it was 2. Brody like burns the shark with like the power line, or before the power line. I don't remember.
I haven't seen it in a long
time.
It
was like. But this is like a realistic movie, so the shark had the knowledge to like be on fire and then jump out of the whale to not be on fire.
Yeah,
like
it was cool, but then I was like, well, it's just water. He's just gonna go underwater.
Yeah, realistically,
it was cool though because they did show a lot of angles with like that oil was in the water.
Yeah,
they kept showing like that rainbow effect in the water, so that was cool that they had showed a lot of things like what they were gonna what was eventually gonna end up happening.
I don't know if that's how that works.
It does rise to the top, and I do know like way back in old times that like that happened to ships and stuff when they were like whale hunting. Like landers would fall into the water and then they'd catch the
and she was out there for a
fire.
few days, which makes it seem like it would saturate more into the.
She had a cool watch. I thought that was a cool watch. Like, I'm pretty sure that was real. It said high tide and low tide on the watch.
She had it set on there. That was cool. Yeah, I like that.
See, to me, this is where the...
See, at low tide, she should have just swam for shore at low tide.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
that whole coral like reef she was on would have been like so shallow that it would have separated like where the shark was from where the beach was.
Yeah, exactly. But this is what I mean about this movie is it had enough good things in it that kind of outweighed the bad things.
Yeah,
that's what makes that's what I'm saying. Like this discussion, it's like that's how I don't want to say good, but how the movie had.
You
done.
can nitpick a movie to the point of like no return.
Like forever. Yeah,
because it's like I'm pretty like I watch like tons of like actual like documentaries on sharks and like not Discovery Channel anymore, but it's like so you watch all that stuff and then you see a movie and it's like sharks don't eat buoys. Sharks wouldn't know how to like jump out and hit that thing. Sharks would never put themselves in danger. Like when he jumps to get her like on the rock. Mm-hmm. A shark would never do that. That's like the first rule of being a predator is not to hurt yourself.
Yeah, he would wait.
Yeah, he like jumped on the rock and like got all tore up, and it was like, no predator would do that unless they were like starving, and he wasn't starving because there's a giant whale carcass.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is where obviously Hollywood has to take their license because it's like you can't have her just be on the rock.
Well, it'd be boring. If it was a realistic movie, it'd be boring as heck to watch.
So that's where they...
Her just like sitting on the rock. I'm like, I'm too scared to go in the water. And that's like the whole movie.
That's it.
And then she fixes the bird's wing and then it ends.
That's it. Take these broken wings.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked the water goes up, water goes down. They're not there anymore. That was kind of neat. just a neat cut.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it was realistic, but I just kind of enjoyed the nice cut where like the surfer guys all sneeze, like water goes up, and now they're not there anymore. Like,
yeah,
the shark had taken them.
Oh yeah,
I was happy that they gave us the payoff of the drunk guy.
Yeah,
Her staring at her face for like a solid 2 minutes about her reacting to it was like, okay, I get they want us to picture in our own mind what's happening to this guy, but it stayed on her way too long.
And I was just like, this is stupid.
And then it's like, here he is, and I was like, oh, okay, that what just happened. This the payoff was acceptable.
So he could make it to shore without legs.
Yeah,
but she couldn't with legs.
No, because she had a lateral
she had a boo-boo.
and
she had
vertical.
She took a. She would have been fine if, like, before she went surfing, she didn't take that box cutter to her leg.
You know what's funny? You said it, and then I was thinking of it later. She does some real gnarly head slams.
Yeah, the whole movie,
like into the coral, like right when she's crashing,
in the very beginning,
and then it's like, well, she's fine, and then all of a sudden it's like buoy to the head, and she's like instantly bleeding,
covered in blood.
And I was like, wait a second,
coral versus
I'm like
metal.
every time she touched coral in that movie, except for those scenes, she was getting split open.
Yeah,
but not that.
No, there was like she got like slammed against it, and like her head was like landed on it, and like her back was like flipped up around her.
Yeah.
And it was like she came out of the water and she like still looked like she had full makeup on. Like, what? That makes no sense. But then it was like she's bleeding profusely.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I better keep this leg that's bleeding profusely like as close to the water as possible.
I'll just keep putting this like bloody foot and bloody leg in the water.
It was like that's why the shark stayed there, because like she kept bleeding into the water constantly. She could have like put her leg up on like the top of the rock where it wouldn't like drip into the water, but that would have been too hard to get. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, I liked how she got the flares out of the water when she like was swinging on the buoy. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. That was really cool.
I was like so waiting for her to like have a scene where she was like reaching for something in the water. And the shark to, like, just jump and grab what she was reaching for, like, right in front of her.
Yeah.
Like, just this giant mouth, you know? It never happened, though. That was surprising. That was, like, the one angle. It was the one angle.
I know why she keeps looking and keeps looking and keeps
Yeah, remember when she was, like, grabbing the helmet with the camera?
Yeah.
I kept picturing, like, her trying to get it, and then, like, the shark just jumping and grabbing it, like, in front of her.
Yeah.
Like when she swung on the buoy to get the flares, I pictured her like grabbing like one flare and then like swinging back as the shark like jumped and like almost missed her. Like it happens in every movie. Like what's that movie? Deep Blue Ocean.
Oh.
Deep Blue Sea. I keep calling everything ocean. Every shark movie.
Open
ocean. Shallow ocean. Deep Blue Ocean.
These are my favorite.
These are my favorite ocean films. No, in Deep Blue Sea, remember, like, every time a shark would grab somebody, it was, like, them jumping out of the water to get them. Yeah. Like,
but at least in that movie, as silly as it is, at least in that movie, they explain why they're, like,
oh, no, I love that movie.
Yeah.
That's a great movie. I like when they throw the dead guy on the thing into the window.
Yeah. He's, like, in the stretcher thing, right? Yeah.
And he stays alive somehow because he has that little oxygen tube on his mouth. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Oh. That is a good movie. Yeah, I actually like that movie. Yeah, so it wasn't a terrible movie.
No.
It wasn't like a waste of money.
No, I didn't feel it was a waste of money, no. But I definitely wouldn't be going around to other friends and people would be like, hey,
you need to see this.
You need to see this.
Spend your money. I'll even go again with you.
I'd be like, spoiler, she doesn't die.
This is one of those movies where you couldn't use your famous, like, fake spoiler.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you won't believe how it ends. It eats her.
I was, in a way, kind of like, I wonder if that's actually going to happen.
I was hoping.
Like, in a way.
I like a movie where they're trying to, like, set up a plot and be like, these are her two options. This is, like, her backstory, and this is, like, why she's doing this. And then to have that be like, but she wasn't rewarded for any of it.
No.
And you're like, oh, that's realistic. I like that. It's dark and morbid, but it's realistic. Because she's like, oh, I'm going to drop out of med school and just go hang 10, bro. And then she doesn't come back from that.
Yeah. Her friend was a real jerk.
They could have just as easily not just said she went there on her own to, like, find her mother's past. But, like, they had to add that to be like, yeah, nobody's coming to find her. Like,
Ever.
Yeah. It's a desolate beach. You've already explained that.
Yeah. I think alone having that guy drive her to that location, like, that was clearly making it seem like this was way out of the way.
Like, nobody goes there. Except for, like, random kids playing soccer and the random guy.
Well, it was his son.
Yeah, and he lived
so that
close
I was
by.
okay
That
with.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But then who's the drunk dude?
I'm assuming he's some other guy that lives nearby. Might have been, like, his own brother or something. Who knows? They didn't find him, so who knows who he was.
As soon as he woke up on the beach and he, like,
and she's
saw
like, yeah,
her,
go to the bag, yeah.
I was like, he's going to take her bag.
Yeah.
What happened to her bag? Was he wasn't carrying the bag when he went
He
to the
dumped
washroom.
it. He dumped it before he went in to get the surfboard.
Oh, okay. And then everything... That is a magic beach because everything on that beach just disappears.
The only thing that was there was the helmet and her
surfboard.
surfboard. Yeah.
Even though her bag was there, that guy's torso and
Like parts
lower
of
half
her,
was there.
Her clothes, like, because he didn't take, like, her other...
Yeah, the whole
just,
thing.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that
he
was
also...
way far away from high tide.
He did. He also dumped all like, her son... He dumped all her stuff out, too. Remember, like, all those
Yeah.
bags that she had stuff with?
Super funny that in her bag she had a medical kit, and she needed the medical kit in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's ironic.
Yeah. That's...
Seems like you would keep that stuff, like, in your wetsuit. Although,
Well, where'd she have a place to put it, right?
Well, if she wore appropriate wetsuits,
Right.
she would be fine. That was the one thing she learned, is now she wears a one piece, so she can put stuff in her one piece.
I feel like in our... Took me a second. I feel like
put this suture kit in here.
In our...
I don't know why it makes that sound, but...
In our, like, small view of surfing,
Yeah.
I feel like
What,
real surfer
in
women
landlocked
like,
upstate
won't
New York?
like her portrayal
No.
of it. I feel like they won't be happy with it.
Probably
Even
not.
maybe just normal surfer, or just like men too.
Well, did you see Blue Crush?
Is that the one where she gets bit? Like she loses her arm?
She's the one that loses her leg.
I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Is her leg or her arm? Frick, I don't remember. I think it's her arm because I think she still serves. Or does she serve with a prosthetic leg?
Yes, she surfs with a prosthetic
Yes.
leg.
Yeah. So, didn't see that movie, but I know that happened.
Yeah, but I mean,
But I don't. It wasn't like that.
When they're just like, when the movie is not like a surfer movie, they're all in like their bikinis and doing stuff. But when they're like actual legit surfers, like they're in that.
They're in that full wetsuit.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so I feel like the whoever decided to put her in that is
You don't surf in a bikini because it would fly off the minute you like.
you crash into the water and stuff.
Like exactly. Yeah. No, that was specifically for
That was specifically
the
to
movie
just get,
for the camera.
yeah.
Yeah. To get people like us to go see it.
It's like, well,
It was like, hey, remember how she got bit on her leg and it's bleeding everywhere? Like, yeah. Like, oh, well, here's her butt. Like, oh, thanks.
that's what they were hoping.
Hey, remember
for.
this bird? Yeah. Well, here's her butt.
They were hoping. You're like, this plot doesn't really make any sense. Her butt.
This plot makes tons of sense.
I'm distracted by her hiney.
I like this movie. I don't know why.
I give it 2 buns up.
2 buns straight up. 2 buns. Shut up. That's a good movie for like subliminal advertising. You're like, but I needed Coke.
I'm kind of surprised that she was really okay with all of that. Like, she doesn't really come across as a person who's like that, but it seemed like it was kind of like, what's that word? Like exploiting her in a way. It was like was just like
Feels like it.
But
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably. There'll be like an interview tomorrow that says like that she didn't appreciate it or she hated it or.
it's probably already out there. Probably
Yeah, that came out last Friday.
something like that. Yeah.
I forgot it came out last week. What else is coming out soon? I don't even remember. Well, I knew.
Well,
what's coming out after that?
Star Trek's coming out pretty
Okay.
soon. Then Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad, and then
Well, I don't know.
Assassin's
I don't know
Creed
when
is in
that.
between there.
Yeah, I don't know when Don't Breathe or Assassin's Creed coming out.
Don't breathe, because the guy from Avatar will kill you.
That and the Magnificent Seven looks pretty good. It's a remake of the old thing, but it's got a whole like Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt. It's got a whole bunch of
Oh, cool. I remember seeing that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. But that's like we're talking like months.
Months,
yeah.
Well, in the end of this month, we'll get Vault Tech.
Yeah.
So we'll play that for like an hour and be like,
Cool. Yeah.
cool, when's Nuka-Cola come out? And then we'll play Nuka-Cola for like 2 hours, like, yeah, it's fun.
When Skyrim.
When
remastered.
Skyrim, and then we'll like, yeah, and then you won't ever hear from us again. It's like if we were to start this podcast like when Fallout 4 came out, like there would be just weeks without this podcast. It would just be like a quick one, like 5 minutes, be like, oh yeah, we're playing Fallout, that's great.
No time to talk.
Talk to you later. Yeah, have a good one. So, yeah, well, that should cover it.
I think so.
For tonight.
We covered quite a bit, so I think it's good.
Yeah, feels like we talked some stuff and some things. So, yeah. So if you want to get a hold of us, we are at thenerdholes@gmail.com. No capital, all lowercase. And I believe we're on Facebook at the Nerdholes at facebook.com. And we should actually get more involved in updating that and putting pictures and stuff on there. Okay. We should link our PlayStations to upload to that page.
Okay.
So we can upload crazy stuff from there. Like, if you get into like a big battle on Fallout with a bunch of swamp monsters.
Right, yeah, really.
Or if we do something cool on Battlefront.
Yeah.
That would be fun. So look for that there, and one of these weeks, Adri will be back. Because right now she is in a galaxy far, far away. So,
Yes.
last I heard, she was helping the 10th Doctor do something. And by something, I mean something with
saving.
something with his screwdriver, and I don't know how that stuff works. There was like weeping angels involved, and David Tennant's
Something about collecting coins and stopping Dr. Robotnik.
Oh yeah.
The Sonic screwdriver.
That's right, because the main character of Doctor Who wants to turn animals into robots.
Yeah.
And David Tennant has to like jump on the big metal contraptions and let the rabbits and stuff out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I remember that.
That's like season 2.
Yeah, but doesn't like the 11th Doctor have to catch like big giant golden rings?
Yeah.
What you're talking about?
Yeah, he flies through.
And then 12 is the one that gets he smashes his head on bricks and gets coins.
Yes.
Gotcha. And eats the mushrooms and gets big.
Eats those mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. Who hasn't done a few mushrooms here and there? That's what I want to know. Alright, well, we'll catch you guys next week. So as always, come for the nerds.
Stay for the holes.
Stay for the holes.
Hello? This is a collect call. You like the song? Relax, please, huh? Hey, that's our outro, right? It's me saying we love pizza. In Gallon's voice. So, brought to you by Pajordo. For the Vegas of Pajordo counts Pajordo. Just like Mama Pajordo. Dude, that was the best. Putting it at the end. Oh, man. Then you're like, right at the end. Oh, did you see that? I forgot to even talk to you about that because it was so funny to me. Like, I swear. Our podcast is always funny with Pajordo. It was on here. I never showed you my comic book, did I? Like it all. The time of my life, I never felt this way before. Oh,